Hello, this is Erie County District Attorney John Flynn, and welcome to our weekly YouTube video that we're putting out on our social media platforms here again to allow members of the community to get an insight into what's going on here at the District Attorney's office. Recently, I think everyone has probably seen by now, there was a decision made by the grand jury that is sitting here in Erie County right now to a no bill, which means basically to dismiss the Martin Gugino matter, which got a lot of attention this past summer. We've been receiving a lot of emails in the office, a lot of phone calls in the office, and about this matter, and there seems to be a common theme throughout a lot of the emails and phone calls that we've been receiving. That common theme seems to be a basic misunderstanding of how the grand jury process works. So let me allow this YouTube video that I'm doing this week to kind of explain how grand juries work and what exactly they do. So let's start from the beginning here, all right? There are two kinds of crimes. There are misdemeanors and there are felonies, all right? There's really no other kind of crimes. Now, we all get, we all know about, or probably a lot of us have gotten a speeding ticket or a cell phone ticket or a seatbelt ticket. Those are not crimes, all right? Those are violations. So all traffic matters are pretty much violations, and so those are not considered crimes under the laws of the state of New York. The only crimes under the law of the state of New York are misdemeanors and felonies. So if anyone is charged with a felony in New York State and that matter remains a felony, then before I can go forward and prosecute the matter, it has to go before a grand jury. Now, that's not the rule for misdemeanors, okay? All misdemeanors, once the person has been arrested on a misdemeanor, I then take that case and I go forward with my prosecution from the moment of the arrest, all right? So misdemeanors have no grand jury component to them at all. Now, just so you know, I can choose to put a misdemeanor before a grand jury, but there's no obligation to do that. And that's very, very rarely done, okay? So we're just talking about felonies now, all right? So you have a situation where someone's arrested on a felony. That person is then arraigned. The next thing that happens is that a felony hearing occurs to determine if there's probable cause to keep it a felony. And then once that is done, the very next proceeding is a grand jury proceeding. Again, I cannot take a case to trial. I can not basically prosecute a case until a felony goes in front of a grand jury. Now, a grand jury works the same way kind of administratively that regular juries work, in the sense that members of the public are mailed, just like jury duty notices, they are mailed grand jury duty notices, all right? They are different from a regular jury notice in that a grand jury has to sit for usually a whole month, all right? On average, our grand juries sit for a month at a time. Now that's changed now due to COVID, but in general, once we get back to normal here, we'll probably have our grand juries sit for approximately a month, all right? So we normally have two grand juries that sit at a time, Team A and Team B, for lack of a better phrase, but now during COVID, we only have one grand jury. The grand juries all consist of more than 20 members, okay? And so you have 20 plus members of the public who have been given jury notices for the grand jury, and they come into our building here now, and they sit in a room downstairs, And then what happens is that our DAs now present the case to the grand jury, and the grand jury now decides basically up or down on whether or not the matter can go forward as a crime. Okay, so that's kind of how the process works, in a nutshell here. And so hopefully that will give, viewers of this YouTube video and the community at large more of a better understanding about how grand juries work and the actual process that leads up to a grand jury. I hope that was helpful, and we'll talk to you next week about a different topic. Stay safe.